Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief package is in its final stretch on Capitol Hill. Senate Democrats made some last-minute tweaks today, trying to keep their party on board. Meanwhile, Republicans remain united against the bill. KCAU 9's Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer reports on this bill's chances of actually passing in our top story at 5.
President Joe Biden's COVID aid package is moving closer to a vote in a divided Senate.
It is a Washington special. You call it something that's popular, and then you stick a bunch of things into it that you couldn't otherwise pass.
In a new article, Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio says Biden's COVID bill fails America.
You know, there's money for vaccines and schools and businesses and testing. How does it fail America?
Because that's only a small portion of the broader bill. It's not a COVID bill.
Republicans tell me a majority of the $1.9 trillion package doesn't have anything to do with the pandemic, and they're encouraging Democrats to work with them on a more targeted bill. President Biden has said all along that he wants this bill to be bipartisan, but right now he doesn't have any Republican support, and some Democrats are unsure about portions of the bill. On Wednesday, the White House and Senate Democrats agreed to tighten income limits on the $1,400 stimulus check, a move that could get more Democrats on board with the deal.
And he's hopeful that Democrats of all political backgrounds can get behind.
I think there is Democratic unanimity.
Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown says Democrats stand together on the package. Brown and Georgia Democrat Raphael Warnock are calling for urgent passage of the bill that also expands the earned income and child tax credits.
I submit that it's the moral thing to do, it's the right thing to do.
Brown says the package could pass the Senate before the end of the week. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says they will begin moving on the bill as early as tonight. In Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer, KCAU 9 News.
The trial against a Siouxland man charged with murder has officially begun today. Gary Danes Jr. is accused of murdering Paul Smith. Now, jurors today sat socially distanced across the courtroom. Law enforcement and EMS personnel who processed the scene that day were called as witnesses throughout the day, along with Danes' ex-wife, who lived at the Smith residence. We will have continuing coverage of this trial as it continues. Roughly 240 people were vaccinated on site at the Oakleaf Senior Home this morning. Oakleaf, Siouxland District Health, and Walgreens Pharmacy all joining together. This as Walgreens health professionals came out to administer the vaccines to this older population. This was all done because of the issues some of the elderly population has been having with the online sign-up process. We asked one woman who got the vaccine today what she was most nervous about.
A reaction. But everybody I know that's gotten it hasn't had one, so no big deal. It was painless.
This was the first on-site type clinic that Walgreens has participated in outside of a healthcare facility in the entire region, which covers 6 states. Appointments are still open if you'd like for the next Woodbury County vaccination clinic. It's set to be held on March 8th at the Tyson Event Center. The people in all tiers of Phase 1B are eligible to sign up on the Siouxland District Health website, or you could call the number right there on your screen, 712-234-3922. Well, family caregivers have provided an essential role, as we have been learning throughout the pandemic, but some Siouxlanders in that role tonight say they've neglected to care for themselves. A Siouxland caregiver tells us that caregiving can be isolating even before the pandemic happened, and now that feeling of loneliness and stress has increased. Coming up tonight at 6, KCAU 9's Lydia Vasquez explains just some of the resources available to help take some burden off of caregivers. Well, vaccines are becoming more widely available to Iowans, and today Governor Kim Reynolds explained to Iowans why she was getting immunized herself.
And I wouldn't ask Iowans to do anything that I'm not willing to do. I trust that this vaccine is both safe and effective, and I appreciate the convenience of getting it done with just 1 dose. So today I'm choosing the J&J vaccine for myself.
Reynolds was vaccinated alongside her husband and Department of Public Health Director Kelly Garcia. She says she encourages Iowans to get theirs as soon as they can. Older Nebraskans will remain a top priority as the state prepares to move into Phase 2A of their vaccinations. 90% of available doses will be reserved for those between the ages of 50 and 64. 10% will be set aside for people of all ages with pre-existing health conditions.
The decision of who will be vaccinated with those doses will be made by the medical community. The state will not be determining what medical conditions are included. The medical community will identify the appropriate patients and work with the health departments to get them scheduled.
Ling says it is important to register for the vaccine when you can with the state because it will soon become the sole place to register for that vaccine. And it's time tonight for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, another beautiful day here in Siouxland, but quite a difference in temperature between how we started out this morning and where we are even right now.
That's right. This morning it was chilly out there, but this afternoon warming up nice into the lower 60s for a lot of Siouxland. So a little bit warmer than even compared to yesterday's nice weather. 62 in Sioux City right now, as well as Wayne, 65 in Yankton. Orange City and Cherokee currently at 55 degrees and 54 in Storm Lake. Satellite radar showing those clear skies. So not a whole lot to look at here. It does look like tonight we'll continue to see clear skies, but a chilly night ahead. Details on that in the rest of the week coming up in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. In other news tonight, at least 10 rockets hit a military base in Iraq that houses roughly 2,000 U.S.-led coalition troops. Now, there was no immediate word of any injuries, so good news there. That air base is located in western Iraq, near the Syrian border. It is the second largest air base built by the U.S. The U.S. commander says troops took shelter during this attack. The rockets were fired by pro-Iranian militants.
I think the ball is now firmly in the court of the White House, of the Biden administration. How do they now respond? Do they ramp up the military response? What kind of action will deter these attacks? Because I can tell you, these militias on the ground are pretty adamant they don't want U.S. forces in Iraq any longer, and they're determined to attack them until they leave.
Meanwhile, Iraq is preparing to receive Pope Francis in the coming days. The hostile scene there now raising some questions about whether or not he will even be able to visit. Like many other cities across the U.S., Sioux Falls saw a spike in crime last year, specifically in homicide cases. According to police, there was an increase in violent crimes and a slight increase in property crimes also in Sioux Falls. Now, despite this increase, crimes in the city were solved at a rate that actually beats the national average. Authorities say record or near record amounts of methamphetamine, heroin, and fentanyl were all seized last year. The good news, though, Sioux Falls police have solved every homicide over the last 20 years in town there. The South Dakota House has left the impeachment of the state's attorney general in doubt tonight. Lawmakers moved on Wednesday to delay evaluating whether or not Republican Attorney General Jason Ravnsborg should be impeached. That is until the conclusion of the criminal case against him. This all for hitting and killing a man, Joseph Beaver, with his car. The House State Affairs Committee amended a resolution to impeach the state's top law enforcement agent, striking the articles of impeachment and replacing them with language that says he could potentially be impeached. Now, the resolution holds no requirement that lawmakers take up the issue once a criminal case has concluded. The price of a cup of coffee is likely going up, and soon. Coffee roasters across the country say their costs have been rising, driven mostly by increased shipping costs. So last week, coffee prices hit their highest level in more than a year. An art contest is allowing Siouxland children to show off their creativity tonight. It's being hosted by the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center. This year's theme is prairie dogs. Kids can use a template, and it's all provided on the center's website, or if they'd like, they can draw their own picture. The contest is open to children in preschool through 6th grade. Submissions end on May 1st, so get them in sooner than later. You can learn what prizes are up for grabs in our digital exclusive. It's posted on our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com. There's a new robotic tool helping lung cancer patients. Doctors saying it is giving them a better chance of survival while avoiding surgery. We'll explain how coming up.
And again, it was another nice day today. Temperatures reaching into the lower 60s. The nice weather looks to continue for a while until a cool down next week. Details on all of that after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Thanks for sticking with us. I like to appreciate days like these by looking back on what we had just a few short weeks ago. And this is crazy to put into your brain. The temperature swing between maybe 3 weeks ago when we were 20 below to today. It's an 80-degree difference.
Yeah, big difference, and definitely noticeable outside. When you step outside, you can feel the warmth out there. Plenty of sunshine here throughout Siouxland, and you know, looking to the future, I think that we should be happy with this weather because there are some indications that we might see some cooler temperatures here in the extended forecast. So keep that in mind. Enjoy today's nice weather and the nice weather we're going to see here throughout the next few days. The view outside right now from the KCAU 9 studio brought to you by the Port Neal Welding Company, showing that we're seeing a few high-level clouds out there, but for the most part, plenty of sunshine with those blue skies, and we'll continue to see nice weather here in the forecast. Today, we had a high temperature recorded of 63 degrees here in Sioux City, 41. That's the seasonal average temperature here throughout Sioux City, I should say. 25 degrees is where we began this morning. Again, pretty close to normal. 21 is our average low temperature, so we weren't too far from that. And we could possibly see a little bit of a wintry mix Thursday and Friday as temperatures will drop a bit into the low 40s. That's where we should be this time of year. And here's a picture sent in of a very, very bright moon from Midge Hedrick in Norfolk, Nebraska. So great picture sent in there. If you have any photos to send our way, go to SiouxlandProud.com, click on the weather tab and drop down to send us your photos to send some pictures our way.
I've noticed some very large and low-hanging kind of moons lately, so that's a really cool shot that she captured there.
Yeah, I love when the moon's really bright, and it almost feels like you can see like it's daytime.
Yeah, it's so true. Thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, since a young age, drumming has been this woman's passion, but now she's taking a break, and all at her doctor's request. We'll explain why coming up in just a few minutes, but first, might look like a video game controller, but it's actually helping doctors treat lung cancer more effectively. How this robotic technology saves lives, next. Doctors say lung cancer patients have a better chance of survival now thanks to a new tool. Using robotic technology, physicians can detect and diagnose this disease a lot sooner than before. Alex Bazarian shares an inside look at the process.
To give this patient a fighting chance, Dr. Michael Mullins needs to access his lungs. This robot will do most of the heavy lifting. Mullins just has to guide it with a remote controller.
The patient that we worked with this morning has underlying lung disease, smoker's lung disease. It's very severe.
The robotic tube will go into the patient's natural openings, sparing him from a surgery he probably wouldn't survive.
Our goal today with the robot is to go in and put markers very precisely into the tumor.
The markers allow doctors to target radiation directly at the tumor. That treatment will happen a few weeks from now.
We're only killing the tumor, we're not killing lung. And that's the idea here, is we want to keep as much lung function for him as we can.
Mullins says this robotic technology means he can give the patient more information on their diagnosis and most of all, hope for survival.
You can go into the room and deliver hard news to a patient with a bright complexion and say, you know what, this is what you have, but we're going to beat it. And we have what we need.
Mary Grassi says when she went through the procedure, it put her at ease. As she awaits radiation, she's feeling optimistic that cancer is no match for her.
I put it in their hands and in God's hands, and I feel like I'm going to come out on top.
Right now, this robot can only put in markers and diagnose the cancer. Doctors say, though, in the future, it will be able to actually treat the disease. Pretty cool. Playing the drums can be exhausting, especially when you give it your all. But one drummer is now pausing the music, and she's not doing it by choice. We'll explain why next. For one musician, playing the drums is her lifelong passion, but she's now been forced to put her drumsticks to rest, at least temporarily. Isabel Alberton explains why.
Mia Johnson was born and raised in Monroe, Louisiana. It's a place where she gained a love for music.
Since 10 years old, I've been playing the drums. So I can say now for 37 years.
She was the first female drummer for Southern Soul and Blues, and her career was just about to take off. But in 2015, she was hit by some news that would put her musical career to a halt. Mia had been diagnosed with cancer.
It was hard. It was hard because I thought it was just a death sentence at first. But it actually brought me in close contact with people who were suffering the same as myself. And we just drew strength from each other.
After months of trips to the doctor's office and multiple chemotherapy treatments, Mia started losing her hair. She said it was her faith that kept her positive through the changes. Because of the surgeries, a port was put in her chest. Doctors told her the only way she would be able to heal properly was to put the music to a rest.
Because, you know, being a drummer is very physical. You're moving every limb, you're sweating, you're going on and everything.
Since stepping back from the drums, Mia says she has given her body time to heal, and she's ready to play again. But for now, she wants to inspire others to walk with faith and find the beat to their own drum.
So I wouldn't say that it's a death sentence. Sometimes it's the beginning of a new life. You know, that's what it is. That's what it'll be. If you stay positive, keep your faith strong, love one another.
Some words to live by there. Taking a live look outside right now from downtown Sioux City on this warm night. Marcus returns with one more check on our forecast. Stay with us. And before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, what a beautiful day it has been, Sophie. Coming up at 6, as the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine continues to roll out, more and more Siouxlanders are getting vaccinated. We'll take a look at the numbers there coming up. That's at 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, fundraising for a new community center in Laurel, Nebraska now tops $3 million. That leaves the project just $1 million shy of its goal. KCAU 9 reporter Mallory Smith is just back from Laurel and takes a look at what's included in that project tonight after World News Tonight. And the town of Bayard, Iowa probably doesn't really seem like much of a Silicon Valley here in Iowa, but one man there is developing his own social media platform. Roger Riley has that story coming up again. That's at 6 o'clock, and it is an interesting idea, I'll tell you that. Also, Jake updates us from the state basketball tournaments. 3 Siouxland girls teams on the court in the second round of the state tournament today, so we'll have that coming up. Sophie?
Exciting stuff. So far, our teams are doing really well, and it's too bad that this tournament can't be held outside, Marcus, because I have a feeling I'm going to see some golfers out there this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of really nice weather will continue tonight, a low of 30 degrees, so not too bad for this time of year. We'll warm up to around 60 degrees again tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Marcus. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us again at 6. Until then, have a great night.